bro. Hey, Broncos country. How you doing, Orange and Blue crew? Wow, what a time to be a Broncos fan. An absolutely awesome, streak that we're on right now. 5-game win streak and the longest home win streak record in the NFL at 9. We are taking names and kicking ass, and it is a lot of fun to be a Broncos fan right now. I am so excited. I know you are too. This episode is the day of the rookie. And we will definitely get into that because on this last Sunday against the Cowboys, the Denver Broncos rookie class showed up, showed out, and brought home all the bacon. So it is so much fun to do this. I'm so excited to share it with you. Welcome to the Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast. Let's go.
Smooth, the pins to chew, breaking down plays about to debut. Denver pride in every view. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. Bright lights of my heart in our view. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. From draft picks to game reviews, celebrating wins, analyzing the clues. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. No orange and blue.
Nothing rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast.
Oh my gosh!
Oh my!
Whoa. What's up, Broncos country? How y'all doing? It is so good to be with you tonight. Welcome to the Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast here on the Orange and Blue Network. Welcome to my co-host, my cousin Jay, the Dreamweaver. I am Johnny Baki, the Mile High Viking, and oh my gosh, I am still flying so high on the game and just this season so far as a whole, man. I can't get my thoughts straight. Like I'm sitting here stumbling over my words.
I mean, we're a legit team, dude. We're like a very good team that we're like finally starting to see different facets, like I said in a comment. But I mean, y'all hit it wonderfully on post game. Sorry, I wasn't able to make it, but
no. There's no forgiveness.
Game. It was a complete game, Johnny. Y'all got a great post game to react to because, man, like. We're putting it together mid-season here, man. Like, fantastic progress report.
There's no other way to say it. I mean, to Sean Payton, to the Broncos.
Yeah, we're doing the thing. We're doing it.
We are doing all the things. And, and we're definitely going to get more into it. Guys, thank you for joining us tonight on this edition of Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast. We're about at mid-season now, and we are having such a damn good time being Broncos fans, being Denver sports fans right now, let's be freaking honest. I mean, you can see Jay's rocking Avalanche over there. I got my Broncos shirt on, but I got my Nuggets hat on as well. What a time to be a Colorado sports fan. Welcome to the Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast. If this is your first time here or you haven't before, please make sure that you like, subscribe, share, and comment. Make sure you take just a moment, click on, and go to YouTube, subscribe, because we are less than 50 subscribers away from giving a free orange Bo Nix jersey, authentic, by the way, to one lucky subscriber. But we can't do it unless we get there. So go ahead and subscribe, share it to your friends so they can subscribe, because someone's going to win that jersey. It might as well be you. Make sure you also, of course, click on the little notification bell so you don't miss any of our other awesome shows, to include Orange and Blue Blitz on Mondays and Fridays in the morning. You got Broncos Bros on Monday nights, us on Tuesdays, or the Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue. You got the Mile High Sports Symposium covering all Mile High sports on Wednesdays. You got Broncos Talk Wednesday evenings. On Fridays for the Spanish speakers, we got Viva Los Broncos. And this Thursday, I still have to get it up on here, we'll premiere the Mile High Outcast podcast. It's going to be a blast. We got a breaking news podcast, and we also have pregame and postgame, and coming very soon, a play-by-play game time show as well.
Ooh.
So we will literally be covering all Broncos all day long, every game day. Guys, you don't want to miss out on any of this awesome content. I promise you. So please make sure you do the like, subscribe, and share thing. Find us on X, find us on Facebook, and listen to the audio version of the podcast wherever you find your favorites. Also, going to just get it out of the way so that all we have to do from this point on is talk Broncos. Got to show a little love to the sponsor of today's show. Guys, you'll find the link in the bio below. W.GG will take you straight to Dubby Jitterless Energy Blend. Dubby is amazing stuff. Jay and I both swear by this stuff. It comes in a multitude. You can see them scrolling through a ton of delicious flavors. It's got the caffeine you need to kick you in the butt and get your day going. Keep your day going, but without having the jitters or the crash at the end, because Dubby has no sugar in it. It also has no calories or maltodextrin or fillers or artificial colors. It is nothing but amino acids, B vitamins, and nootropics, which help keep you sharp. And the caffeine in Dubby is derived directly from the coffee fruit. So it is as natural as it can possibly be. Comes in all these great flavors. Each cup of Dubby has 2 cups of coffee worth of caffeine in it. That's more than enough to kick you in the butt and get you going and keep you going, right? Like I said, Jay and I swear by it. It's the only way I get through my day now. I don't drink coffee anymore. I drink Dubby. So guys, jump on over, get yourself the dub, click on the link below in the bio, and check out Dubby. We're going to make it sweet for you, though, because at the checkout, you're going to punch in code OBN10. That's OBN10. That gets you 10% off at checkout. Make sure to do it, guys. You'll thank me later. I promise you. I promise you. All right? So thanks, guys. And now let's talk some Broncos, baby. Jay, we did not get to talk really much after that win on Sunday. And, I mean, obviously it's all anybody in Broncos country on anywhere has been able to talk about is the dominant win that we had over the Dallas Cowboys. And I got to say, Jay, it's good to finally get to sit down with you now face-to-face and spill our guts on how we're feeling about it, because I'm a lot higher on this win than a lot of the national media and other people, even in Broncos country, have been. How are you feeling about it?
Well, I mean, obviously the big differentiator between that game and the average game thus far has been the explosion on offense. But I kind of feel like going into the game, that should have been a given in this specific matchup, because we were going against the Dallas defense, who is terrible. So
the worst in the league.
Yeah. So it's kind of like well, okay, you took care of
business
and you showed up. This might have been a little more impressive against maybe a stronger defense when we're talking about that side of the ball that was just fantastic. But what has not been spoke about very much at all, from what I can see at least, is just how well our defense played versus the number one offense. They came in very clutch and, again, continued the personification of bend, don't break, because they absolutely gave up yards. Dak didn't have the worst day in the world. Javon with some production.
Well, he had the worst day of his season.
Yeah, true. But still not we didn't blink them out. We weren't flawless on that side.
No, we were not. By no means were we flawless.
But we took care of business. It was just such a complete game.
It was. I'm going to give my 2 cents and my thoughts on pretty much what you said, but I'm going to go a little bit of a different direction with it in just a second, though. I'm going to pull up some of our friends in the comments. Michael Yost, the Bronco grunt, coming in saying, "Let's go!" Shai Vargas, the resident hype man of Get Shiped, says, "Let's go." Yost has a question for us. We're going to get to it. So stay tuned. I'm actually going to star that one and save it for later. And then, we got D-Rock in the house saying, "Sup, chat?" How you doing, D-Rock? And there's of course Blue laying on his lap there. Little boy Blue, come blow your horn. Love that dog.
You're my boy, Blue.
You my boy, Blue. It's good to see D-Rock in the chat. We love D-Rock around here. We got Fanatic Dak in the house. NRWOB with a mile-high salute. Love it, my friend. Tim Dog in the house. What's up, fellas? Whose show will be premiering in 2 days. That's right. Tim Dog's show, Mile High Outcast, premieres in 2 days here on the Orange and Blue Network. Don't miss the premiere episode. It's going to be awesome.
I hear Tim has got that dog in him.
He does got that dog. He's got the fangs too. If you really look at his smile, he's got those fangs to bite you with. He's got those canines.
That new show, the new show is going to be terrific. Super excited.
It's going to be great. I don't know where it's coming from. My kids have been saying it a bunch. Is that 6-7 thing? I don't know where this thing came from, but it's everywhere all of a sudden.
Oh yeah, I mean, dude, I got older kids. Like it is insanity. I hear that on the daily.
Well, you know what's funny? I actually saw it was not a meme, but a reel earlier today. It was like my kids running around going 6-7, 6-7, and all I know is 3-6-9. Damn, he fine. And I was like, yes.
Well,
but
and I've at least educated my kids of who LaMelo Ball is. If they're going to be throwing out the reference, they at least need to know the sports player it's tied to.
That's fair. That's fair.
Pretty crazy.
I mean, it is pretty crazy. Okay. We'll come back to the chat here in a few minutes, guys. I promise. I'm going to give my 2 cents about kind of everything. Like you said, what you said, Jay, is that, the offense firing on all cylinders, but it was against that terrible defense. I want to make a defense for our offense on this.
Oh wow, a defense of the offense.
A defense of the offense.
That's
okay?
a t-shirt.
Now I'm kind of going to make 3 different points here. First of all, you said it already, but I'm going to say it again. They did what they were supposed to do against that defense, right? I mean, if they had come out there, facing that terrible defense with this offense is a double-edged sword for the Denver Broncos. Because if they go out there and beat the crap out of them, well, they were supposed to do that the whole time anyway. But if they go out there and lay a giant, ostrich egg and maybe only put up like 14, 17 points, they're going to be like, what happened, Denver? You couldn't get it done against the worst defense in the league? It's a double-edged sword. We're damned if we do. We're damned if we don't. It's the story. It is what your sister used to love, Beauty and the Beast, when we were kids. Tale as old as time. That's what it is. It just goes on and on. No matter what we do, we will never be good enough for the national media. That's all they will ever say. And the third point I'm going to make, I want to point out, most of them, and I'm going to say like 80% of them, picked Dallas to win it before the game. All of them. We're like, Dallas is going to win this thing. Their offense is going to stop the crap out of the Denver Broncos. And then the Broncos come back, destroy them, and they're like, oh, well, it was against that bad defense. Shut up. You were wrong.
I mean, isn't it kind of unique that the last 4 weeks we've literally played East Coast, like, media-oriented teams? And so, like, you think of the Jets, the Giants, the Cowboys. Oh, my God, I'm missing one. Jets, Giants, Cowboys, and what's the other East Coast team?
The Eagles.
Oh, the Eagles. Duh, the Eagles. Yeah.
And don't forget about Cincinnati. I mean, that again, same thing. They were supposed to beat them that bad, but if you hadn't, you'd have been. We're damned if we do. We're damned if we don't. And why? Because it's the Broncos. It's that simple. It goes right to this question. The one that I started to say from Yost. Right here. I have a really big question for tonight. Why is Bo getting so much hate? Even with a very good 6-2 win streak, for some reason, everyone is just hating on Bo, even when our offense had an enormous upshot. Why? Because he's the Denver Broncos quarterback. Because we are Broncos country. The world hates us. We are the redheaded stepchild of the NFL.
It's a Denver thing, man. It's a Colorado, middle of the country, as coasters
landlocked.
Think. we see the same exact bias when it comes to hockey, when it comes to basketball, all major sports of like, the mass media of either West Coast or East Coast will never give respect for middle ground teams like us.
We'll never get
a small market.
We'll never get it.
So it is what
Here's
it is.
the thing. Bo did what Bo was supposed to do. The offense did what they were supposed to. And here's the truth, okay? They didn't have to put up all those numbers. They didn't have to. 44 points in a game, even against the worst defense in the league, is nothing to slouch at.
It's true.
That's a hefty score. That is a hefty score. I predicted about 31 points in that game. That was my prediction, right around there. I don't remember exactly what I said, but it was right around 31. The fact that they went and put basically 2 more touchdowns up on top of my prediction there, they didn't have to do that. That's a high score, even against the worst defense in the NFL. They made a statement.
Yep.
Okay? They are hearing everything. Hang on one second. I apologize. I'm having a bit of a technical issue. Whoa. I am literally about to lose part of my there we go.
Retro raggy.
That was almost bad. Oh. I was literally about to lose part of my studio. Let me explain. Let me explain real quick and then back to it. My studio is a rolling studio. So basically, I have my computer hooked up to a 55-inch flat screen TV on a rolling cart with a 4K camera on top, my microphone set up, my mixer down below, and I can and a light setup, a light setup on above the TV. So I can literally roll this thing anywhere and do a podcast, and I can also just watch TV. I love this thing. But I was literally about to lose my entire light fixture off the top. So got it, but we're good. Anyway, they did what they were supposed to, man. They came out, they showed up, they made a statement. They said, these last 3 weeks haven't been a fluke. We haven't always looked the best, but those comebacks of ours, that's us. And why did it happen this week, Jay, as opposed to the others? I said it in the post game. Because Sean Payton let Bo be Bo this time. He didn't hold him back. He let him play with tempo. He let him play with some urgency, and he let him use his instincts as opposed to just trying to plug in plays in his ear all the time. Bo went out there, played Bo's way, and dominated.
Yeah.
That's why.
As much as I want to give it to Bo, I kind of feel like Bo played the way we all think Bo should play. The difference of why the offense popped, in my opinion, is the aggressiveness of Sean Payton play calling. I don't know if it's because he's going against Dallas and, that was his former team that, like, he's in thick with the Joneses. And so, like, I can understand him wanting to just kind of show out, knowing the matchup and knowing the stage that playing the Cowboys presents. It's kind of a welcome to the NFL moment for our offense because we haven't really been dominant in that same fashion as we were.
It's definitely a new feeling for some of these guys, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but ultimately, the offense did what they were supposed to, and the defense did exactly what we knew they would do without Dre Greenlaw, and for half the game without the reigning defensive player of the year. Against the number 1 offense in the NFL going into this last week.
I want to give some props to someone that is going to obviously have to stop up in the PS2 injury here, but Jahdae Barron, it just played epically in some of the replays that I've seen since Sunday of him covering Ferguson tight end position. It is incredible to see his IQ of being able to turn and play basically 2 positions, just kind of be a read the play type of defender in the middle of the field, whether it's going to be a slot wide receiver or whether it's going to be a tight end. Man, I'm super excited. We've been very down on him, Broncos country, I think, season to date because we haven't seen anything. This is the first game where, like, holy cow, like, he's justified to that first round draft pick, and he's, I feel like, going to pop here with the opportunity.
Up to this week, to your point, up to this week, and this is the thing, I'm going to say it now. This episode, everybody's been talking about the beatdown of the Cowboys, but I wanted to change up at least the title and kind of the main focus of this episode. Obviously, we're talking about it, but the main focus of this episode is Day of the Rookie, because that's what Sunday was. It was a coming out party for the rookie class of the Denver Broncos. And so you're absolutely right. Jahdae Barron, man. Like, and here's the thing. I want Broncos country to hear me say this, okay? Done a lot of research. Sean Payton has never been a plug-and-play rookie kind of guy. It has never, ever been him. Even if the guy comes, Bo Nix earned his job, okay? That may be the one exception, maybe. But otherwise, when it comes to Sean Payton's draft picks, he makes these guys, most of these guys wait a good long while before they see any real action, because he is going to make sure that every single one of them is absolutely ready to, and up to the task. And
it's worth noting, Bo Nix did have like the most college snaps of a modern college football player. So he's like,
he was also
rookie,
older.
Kind of.
he was also 25 when he was drafted.
Kind of a rookie.
Yeah, kind of. But but for the most part, whenever Sean Payton, drafts people, and you can say George Payton drafted them. No, George Payton is following Sean's lead when it comes to the players he wants for his team. You have to know that at this point, right? So when Sean says, I want this guy, he knows what he wants, but he's not just going to throw him on the field. He's not going to be like, hey, Travis Hunter, you're out there this week. No, he's like, you're going to –
offense for sure.
Yeah, especially –
shops for the groceries.
So, we saw some rotations for Jahdae Barron, right? We saw a little bit, some snaps here and there, but it wasn't all the time. And all of us, of course, we're antsy. We're fans. We just want to see it. But it's not what's going to happen, not with Sean Payton at the helm. And sure enough, it took 8 weeks for him to, and it took an injury because going into this game, Ferguson was the number one tight end in the NFL up to this point, right? And we were down Dre Greenlaw. Who is the guy we needed to cover Ferguson. And thank God his suspension's over now. He'll be back this week. But
he's healthy.
I haven't heard anything about injury, really. So, but in any case, he's like, okay, Barron, this is your moment. And look what Barron did. And Barron is not a big man. Not compared to these tight ends. But man, can he cover. And, the day of the rookie, that's what this episode is, the day of the rookie. Starting it off, first round draft pick. Like I said, it was a coming out party for our rookie class. Jahdae Barron, first round draft pick, first NFL interception while covering the best tight end in the league at this time. What a time. What a dude. And Jay, you absolutely hit the nail on the head by bringing him up first, because that was an important moment for Broncos country to see. Look what this kid can do.
Yep. And obviously, PS2's injuries, as unfortunate as it is, it comes at a positional group where we are loaded. We're locked and loaded. Like, if you had to pick a position group to get down a man, cornerback, that's got to be...
Not the man you want to go down a man, but yeah.
Sure. But, we knew that, someone like Cad would be able to step up and be able to, soak in some more snaps, soak in some more opportunities. I'm excited to see... what Abram Strain can bring in a volume sense on the defense. I'm sure he will get, picked on because he's new, because he's going to be on outside, whereas obviously he's going to be inside. But it's going to be interesting to see the defense without PS2, man. It's going to be crazy.
It will be crazy. It will be crazy. And an excellent point was made to me today. I was sitting there going, we know we can do it. We saw what they did. We know we can do it without him. But then a certain person who helped, we know very well, the co-founder of Orange and Blue Network and I were talking today, Isaiah. We were talking, and he was like, "Yeah, but now they'll have a whole week to game plan for a game without PS2." I was like, "That's true. That's true." But I still think we got it. I think, like you said, Jay. We have the depth. Chris Abrams, Drain, Jaquan McMillan, Jahdae Barron, Riley Moss. The list goes on. I think we still are 6 deep right now at that position.
I was going to say,
5.
yeah.
I'm confident in seeing, additional snaps out of Barron. Obviously, like when we're talking about rookies, he's a guy that should be able to, like I said, soak in some reps.
Absolutely.
So it's going to be good on that side of the ball. It's interesting, like the rest of the rookies in and itself have been really offensive on that side of the ball, to me at least, that like jumped off the page.
Absolutely, and we're definitely going to talk about them too. But before we do that, let's hit some more comments. We got. I saw it here just a second ago. Boom, Mile High Medlock still riding high on that Bronco beatdown. That's the other half of the upcoming soon to premiere show on Thursday night. The Mile High Outcast. It's going to be a blast, man. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see Joe and Tim just tear it up. It's going to be great. Yost asks, even with that, wins are wins. We haven't had an easy schedule. We have the second best record in the league behind the Colts, who, let's be honest, we were one penalty away from that role being reversed. If you really think about it, we were a single play away from, or just two plays away from being undefeated. I mean, really think about that for a second.
Yeah, dude, we should not have lost that Colts game. That was insane, embarrassing. That's
and
more
I hated
embarrassing
I hated that was mine and your first game together of the season. But it was fun. It was great being able to go together. But it definitely sucked losing that game. But again, think about that though. We are 6-2, and in those two losses, both of them were lost in a single play in the final seconds, where we were up. We were up. So, I mean, we were literally 2 plays away from being undefeated right now. That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
That's incredible. And and that's why it's still so mind-boggling that that everybody around the league is like, but the Broncos. No, dudes. Look at us. See us. We're putting together a legendary season right now. You just refuse to see it. It's not that you can't. It's that you refuse.
Yeah. It's such a weird AFC right now, man. I don't understand how the Colts are doing what they're doing. I don't understand. The Chargers are inept. Like, the Chargers look crappy for what they really should be. The Chiefs are getting it together. That's going to be, again, the continued juggernaut of
after what we just did to the Dallas Cowboys offense. I'm not scared of the Chiefs offense anymore. I'm not.
Baltimore sucks.
Baltimore's terrible.
It's
you got the Bills.
Open,
you got the Bills, but again, same thing.
They've been mid.
They've been mid, and the same thing. After beating Dak, CD, George Pickens, and Ferguson, and Javonte Williams, those 5 dudes have been tearing this season up offensively.
They have.
We destroyed them. After doing that, there is not an offense in this league that I'm truly afraid of. I'm being honest. Yeah. And I may be alone in that. I don't think I am, but I might be alone in that. But I have every confidence in the world.
As far as firepower, for sure. But again, once you get into winter football, you're still going to have to face a team like Buffalo who's just going to run it down your throat, and we're going to have to be the chameleon defense to be able to play that type of offense. Again,
Dre Greenlaw, he'll be back.
Yep.
And we Javonte Williams entered this game against us on Sunday, the number 2 running back, second only to Jonathan Taylor. He was the number 2 running back in the league this week, and we absolutely shut him down. He went for 41 yards. It looked like a Javonte Williams Broncos game for him.
I mean, that's just what I guess I'd say big picture here is, like, we're about to turn the tide here, seasonality of NFL football. Everybody knows that, second half of November and December is different football than it is in September and the beginning of October. And we've passed the test thus far at that style of football. I want to see the grinded out, like, we're going to have a bare knuckle brawl on our hands.
You got to earn every inch
in a game. It's coming. Earn
every inch, baby. Earn every inch.
Doing all right so far, though.
All right.
All right.
All right. Back to the comments real quick, and then we'll get back to the day of the rookie. Let me see. We got our good friend that you and I met at the Tennessee Titans game a few years ago, and he and I have become good friends since. That is my buddy, Matt Overton, Tennessee Titans fan, coach of the Gallatin Green Wave High School football team in Gallatin, Tennessee. Real good dude. Love him to death. Congratulations, buddy. You know what I'm talking about. I don't need to put his business out. But congratulations nonetheless, brother. Let's see. Yost, if we beat KC, do you think we finally get the acknowledgement that the team deserves? Or do we have to make a deep playoff run and get to at least the AFC Championship? Dude, we could make it to the Super Bowl. And we're still not going to get the acknowledgement we're due. That's the truth. We will go into that Super Bowl. We could go into that Super Bowl with a better record, better stats than whatever team we're facing, and we will still be considered the underdog going into that game. That is how it goes for the Broncos. It's how it's always gone. We were underdogs to the Green Bay Packers. We were underdogs to the Atlanta Falcons. We were underdogs to the Carolina Panthers in all three of our Super Bowl wins. We will always be that. That's who we are.
And there's something to be said also for just the style of football that we are as well. Defense isn't sexy in a mass media sense. Like if we continue to put up 40 points as an offense and Bo Nix jumps off the page of like, oh, that's the MVP of the league, then we might get a little more respect and notoriety. But like we're playing dirty football, and that's not what we, that's not how you sell. That's not how you sell papers.
Yeah, that's not how you sell papers. Let's see. We got a 6'10" Mexican, Adon Diaz in the house. How about them Bulls undefeated? That ain't gonna last, and you're fired.
Adon, let's just say I'm not giddy about that.
If my knee wasn't covered by a desk right now, I'd slap it. Anyway,
I'm here all week for NBA jokes, everybody.
Yeah, no, look, that ain't gonna last, Adon.
No,
sorry, bud.
Absolutely not.
All right, the Nuggets are coming. The Nuggets are coming for that title.
Yeah, Jamal Murray. We got playoff Jamal in October, folks. Like
that was incredible. And how about a freaking?
We've never seen that. We've never seen.
How about
that
a season opener, Aaron? Yeah. How about a season opener, Aaron Gordon dropping 50 points and going what was it, 11 for 12 on 3-pointers?
Yep,
unbelievable.
And
of course, Nikola Jokic. 3 games, 3 triple doubles.
Not playing very well and getting triple doubles. Like he's not
playing like what we're used to seeing. Yeah. He's missing on some of his shots. And here's the thing: he'll get there.
He gets triple doubles and off games, folks. Like that's the reality we're cooking in here for Nuggets football.
Yeah, no, Nuggets coming. Nuggets coming. Tim Dog throwing out a little love. Logo is sick, he says. Of course, he's referring to the logo, the new logo for the Mile High Outcast podcast, and I'm actually going to bring it up. I'm going to show it. You ready for this?
Is Tim Dog going to sing Roses at some point for their podcast?
Oh, I don't know, man, but I do got to show before I put up this logo, just like pretty much everything else on the Orange and Blue Network. Some of this design is mine. Some of it. Everything else on this network is my design. However, this one, the original base design came from Mr. Dak Marquez from the Broncos Bros, who gave us a base. Who came out? He gave us a base on this logo. I was able to take it, add some depth and some sexiness and pizzazz to it, and ultimately we came out with this. Get ready, everybody, for the Mile High Outcast podcast.
Yeah, like that a lot.
That is just absolute fire. And I'll tell you what, as much as, I'm like, hey, all of you who keep designing videos and logos, stop it. That's my job. You took my job. Stop. But at the same time, it was so nice, actually, having a base that I could just do some editing on.
That is a Jokic-esque crown, which just melts my heart in itself.
Look at that.
Absolutely love. Yeah, pretty sick. Love it.
It's going to be a blast, and I can't wait for the premiere episode this Thursday.
Medlock and Tim Dog are going to kill it.
Medlock and Tim Dog. Mile High Medlock and Tim Dog. It's gonna be a blast. I cannot freaking wait, man. It's gonna be absolutely awesome. Gotta show that love. Let me go back here. Michael Yost, Dak is not Mahomes, and KC is still a huge threat. I'm not gonna lie, I'm nervous. We got close last season, and I want redemption because the second time we saw them, count. Every game counts, first of all. Second of all, we've had Mahomes' number. We had Mahomes' number in that game. Yeah. We lost on a last-second field goal block. That's it. That is all. That is the only reason we lost that game. Bo went toe-to-toe with Patty Mahomes. And Bo had better stats than he did. He outperformed him. It was I'm not saying I'm not, cautious, but I'm not scared.
This is the final push for Kansas City, in my opinion, because they're going to drop off when Kelsey retires, and I believe this is Kelsey's last year, but he's playing like a man possessed. So they're going to be a team that, they're going to be a tough out for whoever gets them in the playoffs. That's a team that scares me. That's about the only AFC team that scares me. Buffalo looks broken. I'm not scared of Buffalo.
Oh, no, I'm not either. I'm not. They've lost too many pieces, and let's be honest, dudes like Stephon Diggs it looks like a shell of his former self. Yeah. They're just not who they once were. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to say this right here. The Buffalo Bills, somehow, I don't know how it happened. It's one of those situations. It's a whole Dan Marino situation where they've had the talent to get it done. They've always failed to break through that ceiling, and have basically wasted a sizable chunk of Josh Allen's career.
They're not a high volume offense. So again, as I was just talking about the seasonality of the NFL, we're turning into Buffalo Bill football season where they can start grinding people down.
They can.
They're not high flying, high passing volume team. They're not a September offense. So they're only going to get better, but still they look shook thus far.
They do. They do very much.
Same with Baltimore. Same thing as Baltimore. They've had injuries though.
Yeah. But here, Michael makes another point here. Wait. If we win the whole dang thing, they have no choice but to acknowledge us. I mean, let's be 1,000% honest. The 2015 defense is still revered to this day. Yes, it is. However, you may not remember this, but that following season in the offseason, every time they talked about the Broncos on morning talk shows, sports talk shows and stuff, all that was talked about was, I think they're going to regress. Which, granted, we did. We did regress. But the point is, they still had no faith. They still could not acknowledge the fact that we had just won that Super Bowl.
But I think
they were like, I
think it's noteworthy that, even in the times that we were there, the hype was around Cam Newton being the MVP of the league and, dominating the NFL. We were underdogs in that Super Bowl.
Yes, we were.
It's not like people gave us our flowers nope. At all that season. We were
the 2015 defense is revered because of that Super Bowl win. Absolutely,
just that game, basically.
But it's just the defense, and pretty much just for that game.
Yep.
It's because this is the fact. This is the sad reality of being a Broncos fan. We are never going to be the darlings. We are not. We are going to be the guy in the corner with the chip on his shoulder who's been bullied his entire childhood, who's ready to come out into the middle of the dance floor, punch the guy in the mouth who's been bullying him for the last 10 years, and take that guy's girl home at the end of prom, okay? That's who the Broncos are. That's who we will always be, and I'm totally okay with it because I was that guy. So I was the guy bullied who ended up taking my bully's prom date home, So let's see here. We got Keith Brugman in the house. Said, "Oh my goodness!" Hang on, I got to do this for him because he said it this way. I have to. Where is it? There we go. Nope. Yeah. Keith says,
"Oh my God!"
Good evening, gentlemen. What's up, Keith? It's good to see you, my friend. We're so glad to see you join us. Always a pleasure. And love everything that you're doing over there on your show. Lots of love, brother. Mile High Medlock, this one. I want this one first. Says, and we're going to get back to the day of the rookie. That's what we're going to get back to. We've only done one of the rookies so far, but we're going to keep on rolling. Mile High Medlock says, Talib said he needs a Riley Moss because he sees the dog in him. Hey, when you've got a Super Bowl legend cornerback like Aqib, and by the way, he said, I don't know if you caught it when he was talking with RK on their new DNVR podcast. He's like, it's actually pronounced Aqib Talib, but he's always been like, everybody kept saying Aqib Talib, so I just rolled with it. He's like, Aqib Talib became a Super Bowl champion, so I'm cool. But anyway, Talib, when a guy like that is throwing the respect at someone like Riley Moss the way he is, dude.
I love that we've adopted him as like our own, because I hated him with a passion when he was in New England, and I didn't really respect him as a player when he was in Tampa Bay. But like, it just so happens he won a Super Bowl and he dominated with like a historic defense, and now like Aqib Talib is like
a household name.
Davis. Like, he's like part of the legendary family of the Broncos. It's just wild to me that that's the thing. But he is.
The thing was, I think it's one of those situations where nobody liked him, really, when he was not here. He's one of those guys you don't like until he's your guy. And once he's your guy, then all those antics and all of those personality quirks you couldn't stand him for, you love him because he's doing it for you. His antics when he was with New England and his antics at Tampa Bay, they were annoying until he's snatching Michael Crabtree's chain off his neck while wearing a Broncos uniform. Suddenly I'm like, yes, Aqib Talib, loved it.
You're totally right.
So, it's just one of those things. You hate him until he's your guy, and then suddenly you love him.
Yep.
But the thing is, I love that just like a lot of Broncos legends who started out somewhere else, like Peyton Manning.
I was going to say that's the obvious one.
He's made Denver his home. That's his, he you don't hear him go on his, what's the Gridiron with Skip Bayless. You don't hear him going on there and talking about his time in New England or his time in Tampa Bay. Every time he references his playing dates, it's about Denver. That's his home. It because he came here, he fell in love with Broncos country. He fell in love with our culture, and he'll be a Bronco for life. That's how it is. And so that takes us to the next comment, which is Yo saying, "Oh wait, not that. Nope, gotta go back up." Where did he say it? I can't find the comment because I didn't star it. But Yost did bring up, "Hey, how about him walking in on Monday morning and handing Skip Bayless, the super Dallas Cowboys fan,
I saw that
Picks jersey,
and Skip threw it right back at him. He's like, "Get this out of my face!"
Oh, the balls on him though. He don't like Talib and Shannon Sharp. God, I wish I could get them on a show together.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! Could you imagine?
Man, dude, if you could have those two and then have Bill Romanowski right in the smack in the middle.
Oh my god. It'd be the biggest hour of chaos, and I would be there for every second of it.
Yep, 100%.
I love it. So now here we go, and look at this. Keith Brugman made a good point. I talked about the 2016 Broncos. They started the season 6-2, finished 9-7, and missed the playoffs.
There wasn't that big a drop off defensively. No, defensively, we really didn't. Everyone was back, other than Pot Roast and I think Trevathan was gone at that point.
I don't think we lost Trevathan until 2017.
Maybe so.
But either way, the point is going back to that the point that led to this answer by Keith. It doesn't matter what we do. It's never going to be enough to become the darling. Elway did it for how many years did he play for us? He played from 83 to 98, 15 years.
Yeah.
Elway did it for 15, 16 years. 98, 99. So, 16 years he did it. And while today people look back on Elway and go, he was the best. During his time, He was always the underdog. The Broncos were always the underdog, and we went to 5 Super Bowls with Elway, and we were still never shown that love. I wasn't alive for some of it, but but our grandfather Jay told me all about it, and then I witnessed it as a child. I'm just saying, like I said, it's the sad reality of being Broncos. It's what it's going to be. You want to be a Broncos fan, be ready for the adversity. That's what it is. Yep. There you go. We lost TJ Ward in 2016.
Yeah. And that was, as memory recalled, that was a dirty, get off my team early season cut that just didn't.
You're a monster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It was. I hate that. Ugh, gross. Anyway, back to the day of the rookie. So we've already covered, Jahdae Barron. Now let's talk about our number 2 draft pick.
So
R.J. Harvey.
Yep. I was going to say, he had a kind of welcome to the NFL moment, having the long, 40-yard break?
40-yard break. Mm-hmm.
That's, that definitely, showcases his skill set where he is a home run hitter. He's very versatile and can, when he has open field, it's nice to see the acceleration out of him.
Well, if you really watch that play, have you rewatched that play much?
Yep.
I rewatched it a lot. And there was a lot going on there. And while I will absolutely give RJ his flowers for what he did in that play,
Miners.
a big part of it was the offensive line, especially Quinn Miners.
Yeah, Miners
now,
just looked
I'm going to say
on that play.
About RJ first. He had some big decisions to make in terms of cuts and moves to get that going, to keep on going. And he executed them perfectly. But I want to say, you talked about his acceleration with open field. How about that slow trot to the edge and then then turning on the jets and just taking off through the hole? His acceleration's insane, because in freaking insane, bro. And he absolutely tore down that field, made a great cut in the linebacker level, and then made another great cut in the secondary level to take it to the house. Gotta show the love to Quinn Miners, who landed literally 2 of his back-breaking, tree-tackling, pancaking, defensive player leveling moves on 2 big dudes and knocked them straight on their asses to give him that open.
He's an all-pro, man. I think it was George that said a couple weeks ago, I don't know why we don't just run behind Miners every single play. Every single running play needs to just be behind Miners. He has that big of impact to push.
He tackles trees.
He takes 2-3 people out. He's not just I'll lock my guy up. Don't worry about my guy. He's like a multi-layer.
He's like, I'm going to take out this guy. I'm going to take out you. And then, and then after he's taken out the second guy, he turns around and sees a third guy, and he's just like, just in case, I'm going to give you a quick shove.
Yeah, he's nuts, man.
Didn't have to do any of it. Unbelievable. And I'm going to say, seeing Quinn Miners move down the field with RJ Harvey throwing those blocks, for a dude his size, that bro got some giddy up.
Yeah.
Straight up Winnie, Bronco giddy up.
Dobbins is the patient that's, if you need 4 yards, you're going to get 4 yards from Dobbins. He's the steady true. And, he had over 100 yards rushing as well in the game. That's no snuff. Harvey got the highlights, but Dobbins, made the, machine churn all game long.
Yeah. And then, of course, you got to give – absolutely. But then you got to give it to RJ Harvey even further, lining up in the Wildcat and then darting in right up the middle, right off the center for a touchdown.
Yeah.
He went through the A gap right in. It was perfect. And then to run down the field and catch a beautifully thrown pass by Bo Nix for a touchdown. Seriously, the dude lit it up. Keith makes this point. He does make this point. RJ Harvey is coming into his own on Sunday versus one of the worst ranked defenses in the league, however, which is what we alluded to that earlier in the show, bud. But I'm going to say this. how does it work in college ball when some of these lower ranked teams or Division II teams suddenly take it to a Division I or something like that? They get a win that it builds this confidence. It doesn't matter that it was against. I guarantee you right now, RJ is not sitting in the locker room going, "Man, I'm so happy with my performance. I feel so good about it." But it was against the worst defense in the NFL. He's not thinking that at all. He's thinking, "Finally, it's here. I feel like I've arrived." And that right there, you cannot put a price on that because now he believes in himself even more, and he's going to start busting out.
It's true. And you just hope that you give him more opportunities because that's the thing. Is like he is definitely second fiddle. There's no question Dobbins is the starter. Let's not go away from that.
Oh, yeah. Dobbins still had more touches in that game than RJ did.
Harvey is going to be, trekked along here, and he's going to be the home run hitter. He's going to have a splash play, but he hit on all of his splash plays in this game. Whereas there's been games in the past he hasn't. It's been a couple misses, swing and a miss on this play for him.
Swing and a miss. But I'm going to say this: you got, again, RJ Harvey, dude, hat trick, rookie, well done. So I said it on the post-game show. Somebody go let RJ Harvey know this isn't hockey. You ain't got to shoot for the hat trick, bro. But he got it. He got a hat trick, and I will make it of note that although JK had more touches than RJ did in this game, it was the JK RJ show because we didn't see another running back in there. We didn't see Jaleel McLaughlin at all, and we only saw Tyler Bidet for one play.
I was just going to say, dude, this is one of the most impressive duos in the NFL this season. We're on track here to have a 1,000-yard rusher, and then you throw in the crazy production that Harvey brings that, just as all the diverse play sets that you can put him in. And everybody knows the scouting report. I mean, we've made a big deal, I guess, on broadcast about it that Harvey was a former quarterback. And I think Keith brought it up too. But
he did, right here, former. He said it right here, former QB.
And I want to say he was even a former QB his first year of college.
RJ Harvey, former QB and returner for the Denver Broncos. Big figuring Mims is in concussion protocol.
But
that's another point too.
He's going to get notice of that. As you put him in Wildcat, like we did in Red Zone there, teams have to blink and think about, he could throw it. He's got the skill set to be able to do that.
He can. And we know from last season, Bo can catch. When we check into Wildcat, Bo Nix becomes an unlikely wide receiver, and he can catch. He's got the hops and he has the hands.
And everybody should know that Sean Payton's got the audacity and the balls to call a play like that and not.
Well, he did last season. He had Bo pitch the ball to Cortland Sutton, who then passed it to Bo in the end zone.
So I guarantee that's spoke about in a game plan versus our offense every week.
It'll happen.
See Harvey,
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't whip that out until the postseason. But I do believe we will see it at least once this season where it happens.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. We'll see a Bo touchdown.
Absolutely, dude. How cool is that when you got a quarterback catching a touchdown pass? It's such a cool feeling.
Throw, pass, run.
Keith asks us, JK greater than RJ? It doesn't show the greater because of the font. For whatever reason, it doesn't have a greater than sign. I don't know why. But he asked, JK greater than RJ?
Yes. Yes. Future stock-wise, I would obviously go RJ. But today, this season, this accumulation of games.
It's a veteran versus a rookie.
JK.
It's a veteran versus a rookie. If I'm, going back to, I always make references to my military time. If I'm out on the line, okay, if I'm out in the combat zone, I'd rather have the dude who's got a sergeant who's been deployed twice having my back than the private that's fresh out of basic training. All right, it's the same situation here. JK is a veteran who has a lot of experience and still has some, obviously some left in the tank.
Sure.
And RJ is coming into his own. He's just now getting to the league. He's going to progress. We've already seen it. He's in an upward trajectory, and that trajectory is going to continue. Right now, JK is better than RJ, is greater than RJ. However, I postulate X plus 92 divided by the square root of pecan.
Pecans.
I divided by the square root of pecan.
I love pecans.
Eventually,
So good.
RJ will be, will have his place among the greats. I believe that.
I mean,
So
honestly, RJ Harvey profiles as a second contract running back that can take the role like Dobbins does now, and then you draft another running back, and you have Harvey in a generational back set.
But
because he's just that versatile.
to conclude this part of our day of the rookie, congratulations and well done to RJ Harvey. Now we have literally our first round draft pick and our second round draft pick. Bringing home the bacon for this game.
Might as well the third round.
Oh, we will, but I'm going to hit some comments first real quick. Billy Timmons, my buddy, in the house saying, "Good evening, brothers." That beautiful signed Bo Nix jersey he's got framed on his wall. I hate you. Just kidding. I love you, buddy. He says, Bo be a joker? I think he could. I think he is. I mean, he's got the arm, he's got the legs, and he can catch too. We've seen him do it. He could be a closet joker.
He could be. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say he's not a smoker or a midnight toker.
Oh, little Steve Miller reference there for you, ladies and gentlemen. By the way, I saw Steve Miller live last year, and man, when he broke out into that song, the entirety of Nissan Stadium was standing there with their lighters in the air, just singing along. That was something crazy. Let me hold on. I've got a pop-up. Why I keep my antivirus updated. I shouldn't have any pop-ups.
Pop-up.
Go away. There we go. All right. It's weird. It blocked my screen. I'm like sitting here getting ready to click a comment, and a pop-up comes right in front of my comments. Don't like that. Tim Dog back in the house saying, "I feel like Dobbins doesn't get enough respect. He has been taking a beating because of play calling." Yeah, but he doesn't seem to be slowing him down any right now.
I mean, he averages more than 5 yards a carry. I'm fairly positive. I don't know.
He does. I think right now he's sitting somewhere around. I looked at it the other day. I want to say it was like around 6.4.
That's not surprising. Right yeah, I mean, it's a significant.
Now I gotta look it up.
He's playing extremely well in a season-wide sense here, and that's why I say like we are trending for a 1,000-yard rusher to finally supplant the Phillip Lindsay. But it's been a long time since we've had a 1,000-yard rusher, man.
Okay,
it's too long.
All right, it went down a little. I was wrong. It did go down a little. But he's got 120 carries for 634 yards right now. Only 8 games in. Averaging 5.3 yards per carry.
Still more than 5. Dude, more than 5 is like a banner thing. Like that's a circle noteworthy thing for a running back to average over 5 yards a carry in this long of volume.
In this league, it is. And, and like I said, right now, he's already, over 600 yards and it's only 8 games in. You were not wrong about when you said he's on par to broach 1,000 yards.
He is.
And then you got to look at here. Here's RJ Harvey. Now, obviously, that long run, that 40-yard, that skews this number just a little. But 44 carries for 200 yards total, 2 touchdowns, and 4.5 yards per carry on average.
Yep.
For a rookie, not bad. Not bad, rookie.
Second fiddle.
Yeah.
No, it's good stuff.
Let me see. Billy coming back in. RJ versus JK is about longevity.
True.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there, Jay. What was your thought?
No. Keep going.
Okay. He says Dobbins, I think, is number 3 running back in the league.
I don't know after he. I mean, I guess he might be, but I didn't think after this week. I thought he dropped a sec, but I mean, honestly, he had a great week, so I don't know. I don't know where he currently live stands, but it wouldn't necessarily surprise me.
He's not number 3. Because right now it's Bijan Robinson. No, that's not right. That's not right. I'm not sure where he's ranking right now. I'll have to figure it out. Oh wait, here we go. Let's go into this. Let's go into it this way. No, that's not right either. I'm not sure exactly where he's ranking at the moment, but he is top 10. I know that.
Yeah.
Even after the Dallas game. So
Johnny, I know we want to stick on the rookie thing, but this is a topic that revolves around the rookie performance we just saw.
We'll hit the rest of the rookie bit in a minute. Go ahead.
No, just the trade talks, man. We've had a lot of trade mumblings.
Well, we're a week away from the trade deadline, so if something's going to happen, it has to happen.
Well, and that's why I say it ties into our last topic. And this is a good place to start because it involves, are we targeting a tight end? Are we targeting a wide receiver coming into this deadline? That's been the hot topics here. I know I personally believe it originated for the rumored interest in the New Orleans wide receivers, that it's just the Sean Payton connection and that's lazy reporting. I don't know if that's actually legit. No,
You're
because
right.
That's what national reporters do.
You're right.
I don't think we're in the market for a wide receiver the way national media thinks we are.
I don't either. I couldn't agree with you any more on that. I believe, well, and here's the thing. What is one thing that we know Sean Payton's very good at? And he did it leading up to he does it every year leading up to the draft and everything else, misdirection.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't want anyone except for those he's negotiating with to know who he's interested in. He doesn't want anybody to know. Even now in the middle of the season, I know that there's a strategy behind that during the draft because you don't want somebody jumping ahead and taking whatever. It's basically a similar thing. You don't want somebody, if he shows interest in this guy, he doesn't want somebody else, a rival, being able to jump him and be like, hey, come to us, make the trade with us. So I truly believe that this wide receiver bit, that's what it is to me, is a bit. Okay, I feel like he's very comfortable with the wide receiver room he has. He's just throwing shade in front
I
of
have a little different spin because the official wording from Adam Schefter today was that the Broncos are monitoring the wide receiver market at free agency deadline. And so that could also mean we're monitoring the market to gauge what we could unload a wide receiver asset for. And I personally think, as far as that room, we have just proven here that Troy Franklin's legit. Like, he needs more looks. And then obviously the other, the guy that we're going to talk about here in a second, the Rook, needs more looks. So it makes no sense to me that we would be adding to the room that we currently have. And that doesn't make any sense.
Here's the thing that I hear what you're saying there. I'm going to take a slightly different spin on it, though, slightly. When Schefter, and Schefter's not always right. Let's be honest.
Definitely not. That's true.
At least not. Now when he breaks news, he is an insider.
He's got legit breadcrumbs, though.
He breaks news more, before anybody else. More and before anybody else in the league. That's what he does. When he's like talking about rumors and things, he's not always right. And one thing that I'll say is knowing Sean Payton, knowing George Payton, the way that we do now in Broncos country, he's always monitoring every market.
Yeah.
At all times. I guarantee you that George Payton has a book or a list or something in his office at all times of it, where he's predicting, or not really predicting, but preparing for the need of at any position at any given time. Because that's who George Payton is. The man is a king of constant preparation. George Payton doesn't want anybody to ever be able to have a foot forward on him.
Yeah.
He's always prepared. So I feel like saying that they're monitoring the wide receiver market, they're always monitoring the wide receiver market. But at the same time, I do see what you're saying. Now, do I think he's going to unload any of these guys right now? And Bo and them are starting to truly gel. I don't think.
I just never saw the definitive news that we were buyers. Being interested can go both ways. Yes. I didn't see the specification, and I think everybody took that news and just ran with it.
Oh, absolutely!
We were looking to acquire a wide receiver.
I don't think so. Billy says it right here. If you can't get Shaheed, don't disrupt the chemistry. We are now seeing the fruits of labor producing, right?
I mean, but in my opinion, if we're going after Shaheed, trade Mims because we have that at home. That's Mims.
That's the point. That's the point. I don't think we need it.
That's so.
I don't think there's any need for. I don't think there's a need for really to trade for anyone.
No, I don't. Okay? I don't either. I'm right there with you.
Cortland Sutton is always getting shit and is always forgotten about, but he is truly one of the most dynamic and dangerous wide receivers in the NFL, right? Now, and then Marvin Mims coming, he's been coming into his own for a couple of years. And now we're finally seeing the connection, the Duck Dynasty connection between Bo Nix and Troy Franklin bearing fruit.
Yeah.
Why get rid of that? Those dudes have got such good chemistry all of a sudden. It's perfect.
Yeah.
And Bryant, I mean, we don't know yet what we have. We've seen something beautiful, but we don't yet know what if it's just one good painting or if he's going to be one of the masters.
You got 2 bigs and you got 2 smalls, and you got a total of 4 deep in a wide receiver room. And I don't count Sherfield as part of it, even though he's
Bryant has now
taken
Sherfield snaps.
Yeah,
which we knew would happen.
I don't count that.
Which we knew would happen.
Teams. He's a special teams person.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. When we saw Sherfield earlier in the season, I said, don't get used to that.
But
Bryant will take that from him.
But so you have those 4, and then you're adding Evan Ingram, because Evan Ingram, at the end of the day, is a slot wide receiver. He is not he should be in the wide receiver room for all intents and purposes. So
he's just got the size of a tight end. He's just got
5 targets. 5 targets that are plenty of mouths to feed. And I was arguing with someone on X earlier today of I thought it was ridiculous to think that we're adding to the target share of this team, where we need to consolidate. We have too many mouths right now.
Talking trades, tight end, which is what the other thing is that they reported: wide receiver and tight end. Wide receiver doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't. It's like I said. I believe that report is simply our front office finding a way to throw shade in front of what they really want, which is a tight end. I believe that they're going to make a strong push for TJ Hawkinson in Minnesota.
We'll see.
Because we've got Kroll out, Adkins is hurt. We need something there. We definitely need a better blocking tight end in that room, because let's be honest, I love Evan Ingram. He is not a blocker. And we need that.
I want to put a bow on the wide receiver position real quick before we move on officially to the tight end. But Billy Timmons in here saying trade Franklin over Mims, and I am very sorry. Respectfully, Billy Timmons, I would 100% disagree.
Step back! I think I'm going to vomit!
Mims, to me, is the odd man out. He is the guy that's making more money than a rookie. He's the guy that should be the number 2. If we're talking about, the person that should be the vet, and has experience and there's no excuses anymore.
But are you really willing to give up what Mims has in the return game?
Yeah,
our special team, our Pro Bowl special teamer? Hell no.
You're not wrong. No. You're not wrong.
Now, we're gonna see it this weekend. We're gonna see it this weekend if he doesn't clear concussion protocol before the game. We're going to see R.J. Harvey in that special teams backfield fielding those returns. We're going to, there's a difference. Marvin Mims is special on special teams. You don't get rid of that.
That's something you can get. That's something you can pick up in the offseason and in the intermediary time. R.J. Harvey, I have full confidence in.
I'm glad you do. As far as special teams goes, I don't. Not now. Not mid-season. Not mid-season when we were on. Not mid-season when we're on the tear that we are. We finally saw a complete game on all three phases of the game. Now you don't mess with that now.
I'm right there with you.
You know, like you don't sacrifice starting field position now. Mm-mm.
And
Sorry.
Here's a good point, you know, moving on to, you know, the meat and potatoes of what we were talking about before. Michael Yost coming in saying, why get a tight end if we don't target a tight end more than 4 to 5 times? And
because the tight end we need is not a receiver.
This is true.
We need a blocking tight end.
Not wrong. Not wrong. We need a dynamic tight end.
That's where I brought up TJ Hawkinson.
Yep.
Because the dude, you know, he's there. There's already a breakdown between him and the Vikings. There's bad feelings there. He wants out, and let's look at TJ Hawkinson for just a second. TJ Hawkinson is a great blocker, he is a decent receiving tight end.
Oh yeah, dude, he's terrific. But that's your plan at tight end. Like, I think it's kind of weird to have Evan Ingram and him from a money standpoint because Hawkinson's going to make some money. Like, that's not a mid acquisition. He's arguably a top 5 tight end in the NFL.
Easily. But here's the thing: we already know it. Them Walmart people, they ain't afraid to spend that money and find a way to do it.
Yeah. But who are you giving up for that? You're going to be sending some asset. Jonah Ellis is gone for sure.
Oh yeah,
some sort of capital or value that you have on your roster is going to be sent for Hawkinson. That's not going to be a salary dump on Minnesota's part.
Yeah. Billy says Jay hates me. No, just disagree.
No, I actually just I hate Marvin Mims. Like in a roster construction moving forward long term, Marvin Mims is not the kind of player I would pay a lot of money to. He shouldn't be, paid before Franklin or Bryant when they're up. Like so far, at least. He's a gadget guy, man, and Sean draws him up that way and doesn't utilize him in the full capacity of what a number 2 really should be. Like that's. I think personally going to be Troy Franklin. Troy Franklin's going to be I think a true number 2. And I'm excited.
And that's the thing. Here's the thing.
Let's see it.
I feel the same way about Pat Bryant.
I totally agree.
And so
Pat Bryant's looking great.
I'm just saying, I'm not saying we don't say bye to one of these guys down the road. I just don't think you do it now.
Sure.
I don't think you do it now. Not right this moment in mid-season when we are on a tear through the NFL right now. Regardless of how some games have looked, we are tearing up the NFL, everybody. Do you really want to take some key pieces and get rid of them right now? I don't.
Yeah, you're not
wrong. So there's that.
Why rock the boat?
Yeah, don't rock the boat. And here's a question. He says Ferguson? No. Jerry Jones wouldn't even entertain.
No, he's not going anywhere.
Jerry Jones wouldn't even entertain a phone call for that. The way that he's been playing right this season, no.
And personally, I'm totally out on David Njoku as well. And I was last year when we talked about this at trade deadline. It's a no for me. We don't need.
Well, the only reason I think I was okay with the idea of Njoku was because he was a better tight end than what we had last season.
Sure.
But, and one at the time that given our financial constraints of last season, we could afford. That's about it. Yeah, but now that we're where we are now, no.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got to get back. We'll hit some more comments in a minute before we get out of here, but we got to finish up the day of the rookie. Got to show some love, some absolute love to Pat Bryant, our 3rd draft pick of the 2025 year. Got a beautiful in stride touchdown catch over the top from Bo for his very first NFL touchdown. Here we go, just rookie. And it wasn't just rookies that did it this game. Troy Franklin caught 2. He's a second-year man. Bo Nix threw all those passes. He's a second-year man. But it's first and second year guys, the young guys that got it done this game.
Yeah.
But I mean, after meeting Pat Bryant, you saw stride, the separation he forced in that situation. And I don't want to hear it. Yes, I know it's against the Dallas secondary. I don't care.
Lesser
the separation he had, everything that he, I when I met him, I looked him in the eye and said, "You are the next Michael Thomas." I said it to him, and he looked like Michael Thomas right out there on the field, and it was so exciting to see. It was awesome. And so, I've got my Pat Bryant signed football sitting right there right now by him and Troy Franklin just staring me in the face. I swear to God, I was standing here in this room watching that game, and as soon as Pat Bryant and Troy Franklin had both scored touchdowns in that game, I'm holding that football above my head, bud. It was amazing.
Pat Bryant is on schedule to be a large contributor by next year. And I'm very excited to see, again, more opportunities. Like, that's a mouth that should be getting fed more. And that's why it makes no sense to add another mouth into that equation. Pat Bryant's going to be a great, great wide receiver, I feel like, for us moving forward.
I mean,
gotta
give the man his love, man. He deserves every bit of it. And I'm going to show I got to show a little love to Bo following that touchdown, because there's something that, one thing that anybody who's watched the show for any length of time knows about me. Oh, holy cow. Just realized that Ray has popped in. I'm so sorry, Ray. He says, "Evening, fellas. Stupid YouTube didn't notify me." He says, "With PS2 out, are we comfortable going forward with who we have at cornerback, or do we need some veteran depth?" I think we're comfortable with what we've got. We mentioned that earlier in the show. Actually, we're very comfortable with what we've got right now. He's out 4 to 6 weeks, and he will be considered week to week during that time. I don't think they're putting him on IR. So, I don't think there will be a time that we have to, that he could come back and can't. He will be evaluated week to week for playability, and he could be back in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, depending on how well he heals. I'm very comfortable with what we have.
I think we're scheduled to find out a lot about Chris Abrams' dream.
Absolutely.
I think it is going to be hey, let's see you get picked on, and let's see how you respond.
KADMIZZOU, baby.
Let's see it. Dude, I'm fully confident in him. I think he's going to do fantastic, but we got to see it. And
I've been in love with Chris Abrams' dream since we drafted him.
Yep.
Since we got him. he just hasn't had the opportunity. He's got the opportunity now.
He does.
So I think we're fine. I think we'll be fine until PS2 comes back.
He'll be a hell of a lot better than Levi Wallace. I'll say that.
Oh yeah. Talk about that, Jay. Now I'm not going to sleep tonight. Thank you. No, but the last thing, I wanted,
like Beetlejuice.
The love I wanted to throw at Bo. Anybody who's watched the show for any length of time knows that I hold the character of players as high, me personally, as highly as I hold their ability as players. I am a very character-oriented person in every facet of my life, and the character that Bo Nix has and that he showed following Pat Bryant's first touchdown was
get him the ball.
Amazing. The entire team, Pat Bryant gets his touchdown. He's jumping around. He's celebrating. He drops the ball like everybody does in the end zone. And the whole team is surrounding him and patting him on the back and smacking him on the helmet and showing him the love. And what people forget is that if the referee goes and gets that ball, it goes back into rotation. And Bo, instead of doing what Caleb Williams or Jaden Daniels have done in the past and just jump around celebrating with everybody else, before he celebrated, he made sure he hightailed it into that end zone, picked up that ball, and put it back in Pat Bryant's hands so that he would be sure to have the ball he scored his first NFL touchdown with. That is not just a friend or a leader. That is a friend to the guys on his team. That is a character. That is character that I don't think you can put a price on that kind of character.
No, he's a good leader, man. And yeah,
I think he also knows that Pat Bryant's just not a 6th round draft pick rookie that he got his first ball. Like, he's going to be a major contributor to Bo's career.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Bo understands that. Like, we're going to be together for a long time. Like, they're going to cultivate a great relationship moving forward that I hope is similar to the Cortland-Bo relationship. Let's get some more of that in connection with Bo. So,
although with Court and Bo's bromance, I don't think we want to make Court truly jealous.
Well, that's true. But, Court understands, because at the end of the day, Court came into the, DT and Sanders situation and was put under tutelage and was shown the way. And that's what Sutton needs to do as the veteran for Pat Bryant, even though he knows that Pat Bryant was drafted in his exact replica of the skill set Sutton has. We need to, you have to have a repeat of that. And Sean Payton obviously loves that body type in itself, but Pat Bryant is the future, man. He's the future.
He is. And so is Cortland Sutton, because let's be honest, Cortland Sutton could have made a lot more money somewhere else.
He's not going anywhere either.
That dude took a hometown discount to make sure he could be on this team when this team got successful. And that, again, another beautiful sign of character. Loyalty over money, baby. Loyalty over money.
Great culture. We got great culture, man.
It's an incredible culture. I mean, think about Sam Ellinger. I mean, the dude, he was elevated to our roster now.
Up and down.
Yeah, but he was elevated to our roster this week because Dre Greenlaw was out, but he's been practice squad. And he was offered backup. He was offered by several teams the opportunity to be the backup quarterback. And he said, no, I want to stay right here. I want to stay on this practice squad. I don't want to go anywhere. And that just shows the culture we have here. It's special. It's unique. And it's a place. It's finally a place where players want to be.
People want to be. That's correct.
Yes. Not just fans. Players want to be here. You know what I mean? It's special. It's unique, and it's something that, again, you can't put a price tag on. You can't. Tim Dog showing a little love to Bronco Libre real quick, saying flowers to Libre. Nobody tailgates like he does. Great dude. What a game to go to. I've now tailgated.
Very nice.
I have now with Libre 3 times this year, and I can vouch nobody tailgates like Libre. And he makes the fact that he makes Orange and Blue Network now a very big part of that tailgate, and it is it's special. It's very special there. Yeah. If you ever get at the game, go to lot C10 and hang out with Bronco Libre, even if I'm not there. Okay.
Bronco Libre is a fantastic ambassador to Broncos country.
Yes.
For all intents and purposes, I respect the hell out of Libre. I'm very proud to know him.
Yeah, very proud to know him. Very honored to have him as part of this network.
Yep.
Couldn't have predicted what he would bring to the network when I recruited him over a year ago. But I am so thankful that he joined us and has been with us ever since. Orange and Blue Network for life. Hashtag ONB for life. So last little thing I want to talk about, not Bronco related, before we get out of here. Prayers and good vibes for a speedy recovery to Cam Scatterbo. Because, look, the dude was tearing us up in that Giants game before we had our comeback. But my God, that injury he sustained against the Eagles on Sunday,
pretty gruesome.
That is a career-ending injury. Potentially. Very potentially.
Maybe.
I mean, dude, okay. Here's the thing. An ankle dislocation, I've seen a lot of them. I have seen a lot of
nasty.
On a personal level. They're nasty. But his was much more severe than a standard, normal, on average. It was worse than about 85% of any ankle dislocations that can happen. In fact, it was such a complete dislocation that he's actually lucky that he didn't sever the artery in his ankle and be in true emergency, lose his foot. I can, the possibility of severe nerve damage on this ankle dislocation. I have severe nerve damage in my ankle. It's the entire reason that I am a cripple and that I was, forced, medically forced out of the Army was because I have severe nerve damage in my ankle. And just walking is excruciating. And so I feel for him, especially with, being a rookie this early in his career to have an injury like that. He may not be on the Broncos, and he may be one of the most obnoxious dudes I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I was going to say, not my favorite player, but you don't ever wish those kind of injuries on any player. But
you definitely don't. And that's all I'm getting at, is that was a gruesome injury.
Yeah.
He'll be in rehab for minimum 8 months. And, prayers and hopes for recovery for him, because he is a talented enough player. I would love to see him in the league longer.
Yeah. I mean, it's unfortunate the timing of it, because he really just got he got a Linsanity run of just a little blurb of time where he was the man, and it was kind of eerily similar to his time at Arizona State.
Yes, it was.
Just went on a insane run of 7 games, just dominating, and he kind of came into the NFL in the same fashion, and he's gone.
He's gone,
and it disappears just as quick as it appears.
Yeah,
it's a
true Cinderella story. From rags to riches. At midnight, the clock strikes, and the carriage turns back into a pumpkin.
Dude, Linsanity, man. It's for anyone alive during Linsanity, you don't understand what Linsanity was until you got to see. I don't know. Tebow, it was the same kind of thing for Tebow. It was a flash in the pan of holy cow.
Yeah.
on the planet, and then you're not.
Yeah. And then suddenly you're not. Suddenly nobody even knows where you went. It's the truth. And so I think Shai was kind of missing on who we were talking about. We're talking about Cam Scatabo from the Giants. The injury that he sustained on Sunday against the Eagles. It was a potentially career-ending injury for a rookie who was tearing up the league. So, we're just hoping for him that that he has a good recovery. Because he's a good player. He deserves to have more than a 7-game stretch of his life in the NFL where he's remembered. So anyway, that's all I wanted to hit on that. That's it. But I think we're about ready to get out of here, Jay. We're having to start a little bit later now, guys, and we do apologize because I know it's late. But Jay and I were fathers, and we have children.
Yeah.
And our children play sports now. It's that time.
You got basketball, and my oldest is in hockey. We got
my kids' basketball practice is every Tuesday night now, and so I had to. Jay's son's got hockey practice on Tuesday nights, and both of them run late, so we had to push it back a bit. But we're willing to make that sacrifice for our kids, and we appreciate you making the sacrifice and still hanging out with us, regardless of how late it is. So thank you for that. That being said, guys, this has been an awesome edition of the Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast, the Day of the Rookie. We got a blast talking about what we saw from our rookie class and what we saw in this game against Dallas. We take on the Texans this Sunday. I think it's going to be a good game, but I do think we definitely can win it. I think it's winnable. So let's let all the positive vibes go Broncos. We got this. If this is your first time here or you haven't before, make sure that you like, subscribe, and share and comment on YouTube. We are less than 50 subscribers away from giving away a free authentic Orange Bo Nix jersey to one lucky subscriber. So make sure that your name is in on that. Share it to your friends so they can help us get there faster. We're giving it away to someone. It might as well be you. We're paying for the shipping even. Let's go. All right? Make sure that you – yeah, it would be rude not to, Bob. Also, make sure you catch us on X, you find us on Facebook, and you catch the audio version of our podcast whenever you want to on all your favorite platforms. Guys, we are going, the Orange and Blue Network will be back tomorrow with Mile High Sports Symposium and Broncos Talk. So make sure that you're ready for that. It's going to be some good shows. We love you, Broncos country. We cannot wait to see where go Avs, go Nuggets Nation, and go Broncos, of course. We will be back with you next Tuesday, and we, two of us, we will see you this Sunday for the pre and post game shows for sure. Or at least I will. I don't know about you, Jay. It's an early game, but either way, we thank you for being with us tonight. We're gonna go ahead and get out of here with a big Mile High salute and go Broncos!
Let's go.
Orange and blue, we're here for you. Talking Broncos all day through. No stopping us, we're on the loose. Come join the crew, no bad news. Podcast vibes so fresh and true. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. Catching up on all that we knew. Hit play, let the episodes accrue. Nothing rhymes.